is the brand new RTX 5090 from Nvidia, the current rarest, fastest, and most powerful graphics card in the world.
Oh my goodness, this thing just looks incredible.
It's double the performance of last generation's RTX 4090, making it an absolute beast in games.
We're going to push the RTX 5090 to its limits by increasing Minecraft's graphics more and more until we reach a high enough level of realism able to destroy the RTX 5090. I wonder if we'll be able to do it.
To accurately determine just how powerful the RTX 5090 actually is, I thought it would be a great idea to compare it to my previous RTX graphics cards. Starting off with the iconic RTX 3080. Back just a few years ago, the RTX 3080 was one of the fastest graphics cards you could buy. In a lot of games, the RTX 3080 was only slightly slower than the RTX 3090. So just how far can we push the RTX 3080 in Minecraft?
Okay, we have the RTX 3080 installed inside the PC, starting our in-game testing off with just default vanilla Minecraft. Despite all of our testing running at 4K, the RTX 3080 actually pulls a respectable 700 to 800 FPS in just completely default Minecraft. But it's when we test shaders that things start to get a little interesting. After enabling our low-end shader, we do drop to around an average of 180 frames per second.
But getting above 200 FPS with our low-end shader at 4K, that's pretty impressive.
Switching to BSL, our medium intensity shader, we do come across an FPS drop from 180 frames per second to around 120, but the 3080 is still surviving very well here. But what if we take things to the next level? With our ultra-high intensity Zeus PTGI ray tracing shader.
And because the 3080 is our weakest card, adding ray tracing might not be a very good idea.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely starting to lag. We're now down all the way to 38 FPS.
But this really isn't too terrible,
considering we're not just running ray tracing, but ray tracing at 4K. But things only get more intensive with our realistic texture packs.
At 64x resolution, the game looks so much more realistic,
but it's pretty obvious from here on out the RTX 3080 is going to struggle a bit.
And it only gets worse when we increase the resolution to 128x.
We see a pretty costly performance hit,
as the RTX 3080 more or less starts to hit its 10GB video memory limit, and the game was really starting to stutter now.
And at 256x,
not even joking, the game crashed. Now, even though we didn't hit peak realism, overall the RTX 3080 did a pretty decent job, but it fell short, scoring only 46% on the realism scale. And a year later, I upgraded to the RTX 4070 Ti, so I could give my dad my previous RTX 3080. The RTX 4070 Ti is over 3 years newer, and instead of having 10GB of video memory, the RTX 4070 Ti has 12GB. But is the RTX 4070 Ti actually faster than the 3080? Starting off with default Minecraft, the results were already pretty disappointing, as the 4070 Ti was getting the exact same frame rate as the RTX 3080. And when testing our low-end shader, things only got worse, because the RTX 4070 Ti actually performed arguably worse than the RTX 3080. And things only get weirder with our medium intensity shader, as we see the RTX 4070 Ti take the lead with a rough 15 FPS lead. But then when we switched to our high intensity shader, once again both GPUs were getting the exact same frame rate as each other. The RTX 4070 Ti was supposed to be an upgrade, and now I'm realizing it might have not been. And with me desperate to see the 4070 Ti take the lead, it was now time to enable our realistic texture pack. And at 64x resolution, my biggest fear came true, because they were still performing head-on with each other. But at 128x, something began to change, because the 4070 Ti was now surpassing the 3080, whereas the RTX 3080 was really reaching its limit, because of its limited 10GB of video memory being completely maxed out. So can the 4070 Ti, unlike the RTX 3080, handle 256x resolution?
No way.
No way!
Somehow, we were running 256x resolution at over 30 frames per second, thanks to the 4070 Ti just having enough video memory. But unfortunately, this was as far as the 4070 Ti could go, because any further, the game would become incredibly unstable. Earning the 4070 Ti a 54% score on the realism scale. But now it is time to test the RTX 5090. This is the most powerful graphics card in the world, with specs that completely destroy my previously owned graphics cards. I can't wait to see just how immersive we can make Minecraft with this thing. Now I had to spend about $2,300 to get a 5090, so if you want more videos like this, then please subscribe, because I'm on a mission to hit 500,000 subscribers, and we're getting really close.
But in order to actually run the 5090, I actually had to buy a new power supply.
Because the RTX 5090 requires an insane amount of electricity. So after unboxing our new power supply and swapping our old one out for our ultra insane one,
Oh my god. All that is left to do is install our new RTX 5090 graphics card. I really hope it just works.
but it was here where I noticed something might be wrong with our new RTX 5090.
I noticed every now and then, this fan kind of catches on itself. As you can see, the fan isn't catching now, so hopefully we'll be fine.
And it was time to pray that my $2,500 graphics card actually works. But before I did, I took a well-deserved break to appreciate this immaculate sunset.
But luckily, I'd like to thank Odoo for making this journey possible. Now guys, signing online documents can be a rather tedious process, which is why I use Odoo's Sign app. Bye-bye. Now guys, Odoo is an all-in-one management software which provides entrepreneurs with a wide range of applications to simplify the day-to-day operations of their business. Odoo's Sign app allows you to sign, manage, and send all your documents online in just a few clicks, allowing you to customize each document by dragging and dropping fields of your choice,
such as names, dates, or signatures,
as well as specifying who should complete each field.
Mark them as either mandatory or optional.
You can also determine who signs first,
and even send automatic reminders to recipients to speed up the entire process.
You can also create your own signature automatically or by drawing with your finger or mouse. Or you can literally just upload it in. You can track the progress of your document as well as be notified in real time
to see whether they're pending, signed, or declined.
And Odoo allows you to do this all for free with its first app offer,
which is free for life, including unlimited hosting and support.
Truly incredible. Thank you, Odoo. Subscribe.
And while watching the real-life sunset, I wondered if a Minecraft sunset could ever capture this feeling.
All that is left to do is turn our computer on with the RTX 5090, and hopefully it will work. I am so nervous right now.
Turns out I was right. There is definitely something wrong with one of the fans in my 5090.
I think it's getting worse.
And then it miraculously fixed itself.
What just happened? Guys, our RTX 5090 does work. I think. Oh, no, it's back. Okay, it is the next day, and it's time to test the RTX 5090 to see just how fast the world's fastest graphics card actually is.
Despite the 5090 having some issues, everything seems to be working okay.
And there it is, RTX 5090. 32 gigabytes of video memory.
That's a huge monumental increase over even the RTX 4090. I did perform one more check to see if there was anything wrong with our 5090, and there wasn't, other than, you know.
But regardless, it is now time to see how the RTX 5090 performs inside of Java Edition Minecraft.
And so I loaded the world and prepared myself for insane FPS.
So right off the bat, the 5090 is actually getting, I kid you not, exactly the same frame rate as what the RTX 3080 and 4070 Ti were getting.
And at first you might think, the RTX 5090 isn't an improvement at all.
But that is completely wrong. But if you look closely, we're not utilizing nearly as much GPU as the 3080 and the 4070 Ti were. We're getting 900 FPS at 41% usage.
But for context, if we switch to Sodium with FPS optimizations, we get 1500 FPS. And the 5090 5080 now averages 70% usage.
Okay, this is where things start to get interesting as we slowly push the RTX 5090 to its absolute limits. It is time for the shader test. And of course, just like last time, we are starting off with our low-end shader, aka Silda's Vibrant Shaders. Here we go. Whoa!
We were getting over 500 frames per second with our low-end shader, which was more than double what the 3080 and 4070 Ti were getting. And if we lower our resolution down to 1080p...
So at 1080p, the 5090 is so powerful that it actually only uses 60% of itself to run Minecraft shaders. That is incredible.
Seriously? I just hope it doesn't get worse. Right?
And now, of course, switching over to our medium intensity shader. So last time, our 4070 Ti was getting around 140 frames.
And our RTX 3080 was only getting 120. But what about the 5090?
Surely it can't be more than 200. Oh my gosh.
That's almost 3 times more frames than the RTX 4070 Ti.
It's clear we're nowhere near making this thing struggle at all. And it feels so smooth, it should be borderline illegal.
But how will the 5090 perform with our ray tracing shader? This is where the true power of the RTX 5090 should really begin to show.
Oh boy, is it gonna get interesting now. Now, last time when we tested our highest intensity shader, neither the 3080 or 4070 Ti broke above 60 or even 40 FPS. But with the 5090, well, alright. Oh! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my gosh! This is Zeus PCGI, one of, if not the most difficult to run Minecraft shader. I've never seen this shader in Minecraft history get above 90 FPS. But to push the 5090 to its limits, it is time for our high-resolution texture pack. This is where things are really gonna get interesting. Starting off with our 64X version. Oh my goodness. 78 FPS. The game has no business being this smooth at this resolution.
Oh, and the 5090, it gets more than double the FPS of what the 3080 and 4070 Ti were getting.
I think it's time to up the resolution of our texture pack from 64 to 128. We have to be getting below 60 now. No, what? We've lost a few frames, or have we? Wow, look at these flowers. This looks like artwork right now. Look at the way that sun ray is hitting the wood. The 5090 is destroying our 128x resolution.
And even after switching to 256x resolution, the RTX 5090, first of all, it wasn't even close to dropping below 60 FPS. Secondly, we were getting more FPS.
Some of these textures are starting to look actually like real life now. Look at that. Oh my goodness, okay.
We're now reaching unseen levels of realism in this video. So let's switch from 256x to 1024x resolution. A resolution so high that these textures look like real life unless you look really, really close.
The only question, can the 5090 handle it?
Just to give you an idea how intensive 1024x resolution is, I tried running it on my RTX 4070 Ti, and when it managed to eventually load, this is what the world looked like.
What is this? What is going on? This is so weird. Okay, I've just applied the 1024x resolution. Honestly, I'm pretty nervous to find out. There is no way we're still getting 60 FPS. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Well, we've done it. We're definitely below 60. I didn't really notice, to be honest. Oh my goodness.
But as soon as we left the jungle, we were getting...
I'm getting 90 frames per second now.
At this point, I'm not even sure if the 5090 can be beaten. But it is once again time to increase our realism from 1024x to 2048x. Just look how intensive this is. It's crazy. And additionally, I added a bunch of realism mods to the game, including realistic sounds, realistic flying, infinite render distance, and real-life physics, all to reach 100% realism. I just hope the 5090 can run it. At first, the 2048x resolution just wouldn't load. It turns out my computer's 32 gigabytes of RAM was actually not enough. And in actuality, the 5090 was just chilling. But with our RAM full, I had to give up and accept defeat. Just kidding, because the next day, I installed another 32 gigabytes of RAM, and with now 64 gigabytes of RAM.
There is no way that is not enough RAM.
Yep, no, it still wouldn't run. Because I am not joking when I say this. Apparently, to run this resolution, I will need 88 gigabytes of RAM. So I did what any normal person does, and spent an extra $600 on top of our 5090 purchase to buy 128 gigabytes of the fastest RAM I could.
Oh, look how cool that looks. The screen isn't turning on though. Oh my gosh! That is a lot of RAM. I think it might actually work now. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on! Yes! Yes! It loaded! Oh yeah, and look at all the realism mods we've installed. Will the RTX 5090 survive 100% realism? Oh god, it's taking a while. Oh my god, our frames! Oh my god, our frames! Oh my god, our frames! Oh, dude, look at the stone! 28 gigabytes of video memory. Look how far it goes! That render distance, look at the render distance! Okay, 25 FPS, it's definitely laggier now. Dude, this is a real life piece of wood. 30 frames? Look at the water! Realistic physics! Whoa! Oh my god! We finally made the 5090 lag.
The 5090 is a beast, but real life will always be more realistic. Go touch some grass. Check this video out, thank you for watching, and goodbye!